Welcome to Yoga with Marie. Let's start on our seats and bring the soles of your feet together. As always, we'll start with our breathing. Remembering that breathing is the most important part of yoga. So let's breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Nice deep breaths. And each breath you take, notice that your breath gets just a little bit longer until eventually your breath is 2 to 3 times longer than your normal breath. Place your hands wherever they're most comfortable. I like to put them on my knees, but if you have a better place, you go right for it. And take your shoulders and roll them back. Yeah, onto your back. Maybe do a little twist of the head from side to side. Yeah. Starting to limber up. Maybe you take your knees and just wiggle them a little bit. Up and down. Yeah. Start to open up those hip flexors. I like to bring my thumb to one of my fingers for a nice little mudra. You decide which finger feels good for you today. And then let's bring your lips together and start breathing in and out through the nose. Notice how the air circulates in the back of your throat, creating a sound similar to ocean waves. I think of it as being underneath a waterfall and just feeling that water coming down all around me. Very calming in the sound, and also it is bringing you to a calmer state within and starting to warm up your body. Letting that oxygen reach throughout your body. And then as you inhale, let's bring the arms out to the sides. Palms are up. And let's just rotate the arms forward a few times. Good. And backwards a few times. Yeah. I would say an exact amount, but I just don't usually adhere to the count. So inhale, bring the arms up overhead, gazing up. Reach and stretch. Good. Thinking about why you're here today. Why you pick this specific yoga practice. Hopefully coming to a peaceful place. And then folding forward. Gazing past your toes. Pushing the hips back. Lengthening the spine. Good. Keeping that spine nice and straight. And breathing. So our theme today is to open our hearts to receiving. We do a lot of giving, and today we're going to take some time to receive peace and calmness and all the miracles that God has around us and given to us. Just receive them. Enjoy. And then inhale, come all the way up. Bring the arms up overhead, gazing up. As you exhale, bring the palms together at heart center. Stretch out those legs. Wiggle the knees and bring the legs nice and wide apart. Very nice. Good. Inhale the arms up overhead, gazing up, and then turn toward the right leg and fold forward, reaching for those right toes again, keeping the spine nice and straight. Inhale, the left arm comes up, gaze up. Exhale, your left arm comes over your left ear, reaching for those right toes. Now, it doesn't have to reach there. It's just going for it. If you want and you're having trouble getting any type of distance here, you can also try bringing a strap around the right foot with your right hand and then reaching. And that might help with the inner thigh stretch along with the hamstring stretch here. Inhale, come back up, arms come up overhead. And then turn toward the left leg and fold forward over the left leg. Again, using the strap if you need to. Inhale the right arm up, gaze up. Take the time to gaze up and then bring that right arm over the right ear, reaching for those left toes. Feel that stretch along the whole right side of your body. Push your heels forward, your toes towards your body. Good. Nice. And then inhale, come back up to center. So our spotlight today is going to be on stretching the fascia on the IT bands, which go along the side of your legs, outside of your legs, from your knee, all the way up to your waist, and also the quads right in front of your thighs, okay? So that's what we're going to work on today. And then let's bring yourself into a tabletop pose, knees right under your hip bones and your wrists right underneath your shoulders. Fingers nice and crazy wide. And then as you inhale, let's bring the head and the hips up for cow. Exhale, rounding the back, gazing behind you. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. And let's do a few of those. Good. That helps to warm up your body, get you moving and a little more flexible so you'll be ready to do some other poses. Good. And come back into tabletop pose. Maybe you wiggle your tush from side to side. Yeah. And then bring your toes together, your knees apart. Reach the hips back and the forehead down. Stretch your palms out in front of you. Good. Nice. It's a nice child's pose. And then on your inhale, come back up to tabletop pose. Reach the legs out. Curl the toes under. Come into plank pose. So your whole body, this is like being on the top of your push-up. If your push-up usually involves having your knees down, you can put your knees down. No problem. Engaging your bandhas here. Uddiyana bandha, abdominal muscles. Mula bandha, pelvic and bladder muscles. Push the heels back, the top of the head forward. Good. Maybe you tip to the right a little bit and then back to center. Inhale to the left a little bit and back to center. Let's do that again. Good. Nice. And then as you exhale, let's come all the way down to the bottom of your push-up. Knees come down, elbows down, bring the head down, keep the elbows close to your body, and then inhale, coming up into up dog, gazing forward, letting that lower back bend. Now, if that's difficult for you to do and it doesn't feel good, you can also bring your elbows down for Sphinx. And that is another modification of the pose. You still will get that nice bend in the lower back as you gaze forward. And then slowly curl the toes under and bring the hips up for down dog. Gaze behind you. Push the feet down and the heels down. And on this first down dog, you may want to walk the dog, bending opposite knees and elbows. Beautiful. Starting to stretch out those hamstrings. And once you feel like you've gotten some good stretching going, and we're going to bring both heels down as far as they go. Push the hips back. Your feet are nice and wide. So mine are actually at the edge of my mat. Very nice and wide. Some people actually take them off of the mat, and that's great. Whatever works for you. Push your hands down and forward, soften through the neck, the jaw, the shoulders. As you inhale, bend your knees, gaze forward, and step or float your feet up to your hands for forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. So usually here, our legs are straight. My knees are slightly bent because I am recovering from a little back injury. So if that happens to be the case with you, then you bend your knees a little bit, okay? Good. And then as you inhale, let's go all the way up, nice and slow. Bring the arms up, over to the side, and then up. Gaze up, Hastasana. Exhale, bring the palms together at heart center. Samastitihi. Pressing the feet down, toes are together, heels are slightly apart. Engage your bandhas, lengthen your spine, and gaze forward. Beautiful. This is a sun salutation A. And we're going to proceed to sun salutation B. Inhale, the arms come up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your feet back. We're going to go through this Chaturanga Dandasana, which includes plank pose, bottom of the push-up, point your toes. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Beautiful. Anytime you feel like I might be going a little fast, just pause the tape, get your pose the way you want it, and then continue. Very good. And then as you inhale here, right leg comes up. Bend the knee and open up your hips to the right. Turn your right ankle in one direction and then the other. Good. Inhale, that right leg comes back out. Exhale, right foot comes in between the hands. Left foot comes down at a 45-degree angle. Now look at your heels. They should be in a straight line. And then slowly come up. Make sure that this right knee is bent. as close to a 90-degree angle as possible. Knee is above your heel. Take your hands to your hips and turn the hips so that the belly button is facing forward, and then inhale the arms up overhead for warrior one. Press the outer edge of that left foot into the mat. Shine your chest up toward the ceiling. Beautiful. As you exhale, bring the hands out and down around that right foot. Right foot meets the left. And slowly we're going to go through that Chaturanga Dandasana. Pretty soon you'll know the names of the flows. And then all the way down to the bottom of your push-up. Inhale to up dog. Good. Exhale to down dog. Push the hips up. Now we have to do that on the other side because we don't want to be off balance. Inhale, the left leg comes up. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hips toward the left. Turn the ankle in one direction and then the other. Very nice job. Inhale, that left leg comes up. Exhale, left foot comes in between the hands. Place the right foot down. Check out the heels. Make sure they're in a straight line. Now we're going to slowly come up, making sure that this left knee is bent and right over the left heel. Take the hands to the hips and face the belly button forward. Inhale, the arms come up overhead. Gaze up. Beautiful. Nice. So that's Sun Salutation B. As you exhale, bring the hands down around that left foot. Left foot meets the right. Slowly go through your Chaturanga Dandasana. Point the toes. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Nice. Beautiful. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do a nice little flow here. Inhale, the right leg comes up. Exhale, right foot comes in between the hands. Now your left foot, you're going to go into crescent pose from here. So you're on the ball of the left foot, and then slowly we're going to come up. You can always put your hand on your right knee as you come up to kind of steady yourself. And then bring the hands up overhead. So you can gaze forward here or you can gaze up. Whatever is best for your balance. Push that left heel back. Nice. Exhale, bring the hands down and out behind you. Gaze behind you. Inhale it back up. I call this a whoosh. Exhale, whoosh. Inhale, back up. Exhale, whoosh. Inhale, back up. Exhale, we're going to come into warrior two. Left toes face the long end of the mat. Arms come out to a T. Gaze past your right fingers. Bring that left hip back a little bit, which opens up the pelvic area. Imagine a pane of glass in front of and in back of you. Yeah, so you want yourself up and nice and straight, no tush sticking out in the back. All right, good job. Inhale, the right arm comes up, left hand down the thigh for reverse warrior. Gaze up toward the right fingers. Nice. Exhale, extended side angle. So you're going to lean that right forearm on the right thigh. Inhale the left arm over the left ear. Gaze up toward the left fingers. Nice straight line between the left fingertips and the left heel. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. Straighten out that right leg. Reach the right arm out and down for triangle. It's going to go down to the knee, shin, or floor, and then inhale the left arm up. So notice that there's a straight line between the left fingertips and the right fingertips. You can gaze up or you can gaze straight ahead. Again, you want to think of yourself in between two panes of glass. If you have a hard time doing that, then do this with your back against the wall. Everything should be touching the wall from the back side. Inhale, come back up. Arms are still in a T. Now turn toward the right. Turn all your toes toward the right and shorten your stance a little bit. You're going to take your block and bring it out in front of you. And then inhale the arms up overhead, gaze up. Exhale for a waterfall. Bring the hands down to the block and gaze behind you. Push the hips back and up. Nice. Yeah, that's a nice stretch. Hamstrings are stretching. Now bring that block over on the left side of your right foot. Place your hand on the block. And then inhale the right arm up for revolve triangle. Gaze up. So beautiful. Exhale, that right hand comes down. And then slowly we're going to come up to standing. Turn toward the long end of the mat. Feet are out, pointing toes outward, and you're in star pose with the arms reaching out into the points of the star. Beautiful. And let's just do a little tip to the right. Inhale back to center. Tip to the left. Inhale back to center. And then let's bring the palms together at heart center and we'll just swivel the feet all the way in so that the toes are touching each other. Okay, so we're going to do 3 balancing poses here. Are you ready? Okay, so whenever we do balancing poses, we want to think of your foot that's going to be down, which will be the left foot, is a nice big foot, okay? It covers a lot of space. We're going to establish a drishti, or a place where you're going to look, your gaze, on a spot, okay? So you're kind of looking at a spot, not kind of gazing through it, okay? And then as you inhale, bring the right knee up. Good. And exhale, turn toward the right, and left hand comes to the outside of the right thigh. Right hand comes out behind you for dancing Shiva. Gaze past your right fingers. As you exhale, bring the right foot down, bring the palms together at heart center. Now taking that right sole of the foot and bringing it into the left calf or thigh. Right knee points out to the right. Good. And open up the arms for tree pose. And your arms can go wherever you want them to go because you're a tree. And you can make your own tree shape. So be creative. What kind of tree would you like to be? And then as you exhale, bring the palms together at heart center. Bring that right foot down. Let's wiggle the legs a little bit. And we're going to come into a quad stretch. So bring that right foot or right heel up toward your tush. Left hand to the left hip. Right hand to the right foot. Yeah. And then we're doing a little hug tug here between the hand and the foot. So the foot is pushing down, the hand is pulling up. Very nice. Beautiful. Anytime you need to do these balancing poses and you're having a little difficulty, you can always have the wall on the opposite side of the foot that's up, which would be your left in this case, or you can have a chair on your left side and just put your hand on that chair. Yeah, chair or stool would work. And then as you exhale, bring that right foot down, bring the palms together at heart center, turn toward the back of the mat for Samastiti. Lengthen that spine and inhale the arms up overhead, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back. We're going to go through that Chaturanga Dandasana all the way down to the bottom of the push-up. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Gaze behind you. Soften through the neck, the jaw, the shoulders. Push those hips back and up. Engage your bandhas. And we're going to do the same thing on the left side. Inhale, the left leg comes up. Exhale, left foot goes in between the hands. Your right foot, you're going to come onto the ball of the right foot. And we're going to go into crescent pose. So slowly come up. You can stop and bring your hands to the left thigh. And then bring the arms up overhead. Good. Gaze up or straight ahead. Good. And then we're going to do our whoosh. Exhale, the hands come down and out behind you. Inhale it back up. Exhale, whoosh. Inhale back up. One more time. Exhale, whoosh. Inhale back up. Exhale, coming into warrior two. Right toes face the long end of the mat. Arms in a T. Gaze past your left fingers. Right hip comes back. Soften through the neck, the jaw, the shoulders. Breathe. And we're going to reverse the warrior. Left arm over the left ear, right hand down the thigh or behind you. Gaze up toward those left fingers. Breathe. Exhale, extended side angle. Left forearm to the left thigh. Right arm over the right ear. Reaching up. Gaze past the right fingers. Straight line between the right fingertips and the right heel. Good. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. Arms in a T, gaze past those left fingers. And now straighten out that left leg. Reach the left arm out and down for triangle. Inhale your right arm up, gaze up. Or straight ahead. Remember, honor your neck. Remember, you're fitting yourself between two panes of glass. Hard time? Then go against a wall and do it. And that will fix the problem. Inhale, come back up, arms in a T. Turn toward the back of your mat. Shorten your stance. All toes are going to be facing toward the back. Inhale. Oh, let's grab your block. Put it in front of your left foot. Okay. And once you have that, inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, waterfall. Bring the hands down to the block. Push the hips back. Let your head hang here. Feel the stretch. Now take that block and bring it to the right side of your left foot. Put your right hand down on the block and inhale the left arm up. Gaze up toward the left fingers. Revolve triangle. So we're trying to keep our legs straight here, okay? If you can't, that's all right. No problem. Exhale, the left hand comes down, and then slowly come up to standing. We're going to go right into star pose, just like we were before. Toes facing out, arms out, pointing into the points of the star. As you exhale, bring the palms together at heart center and swivel your feet in so they come together also. Beautiful. Now we do balancing poses on the left side. So now your right foot is big in your mind. Pressing down on that, establish your drishti on a non-moving space or object. And then inhale, that left knee comes up. We're going to go into dancing Shiva. So the right hand comes to the outside of your left thigh. The left arm comes out behind you. Beautiful. Take your time. Remember, you can always lean against the wall on your right side. Slowly, we're going to come back to center. Bring both feet down. Hands come together at heart center. Lengthen that spine. Wiggle the feet. Good. And we're going to go into tree pose. So the left sole of the foot comes into the right calf or thigh. Left knee points toward the left. And then slowly bring your branches out. I think I'm going to be a weeping willow today and let my fingers point downward. Yeah, that would be fun. I love weeping willows in the spring because you get such pretty flowers. And then bring the palms together at heart center. Bring that left foot down. Wiggle the legs. Good. And then we're going to do a quad stretch. So bring that left heel up to your left tush, right hand to your right hip, left hand to the left foot. Ooh, I lost it there, so don't pay attention to me. Pay attention to you. You can do it. Good. Hug, tug. Foot presses down. Hand pulls up. Maybe your shoulder blades come together. Yeah, feels good to get that stretch there. Good. As you exhale, bring that left foot down, do a nice wiggle, and then turn toward the front of your mat, coming to Samastitihi. Beautiful. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back. Plank pose, bottom of your push-up. Point your toes. Inhale to up dog or sphinx. Hold here. Hold here. Nice job. Very good. And then we're going to come into tabletop pose. Bring the knees apart, toes together. And we're going to go back into a child's pose. We did this at the beginning of the flow. Forehead comes down, hips come back towards your heels. Stretch your palms out in front of you. If it's hard for you to bring the palms in front of you, you can always bring them to your sides. Yeah, if your shoulders bother you that way, bring them to your sides. Good. And just let yourself relax. A lot of people will feel guilty about relaxing in the middle of a flow. Absolutely not. We love relaxing in yoga. You deserve it. And then as you inhale, let's come up to a tabletop pose. And we're going to turn toward the long end of the mat. And I'm going to do what is called, or show you what is called a zigzag pose. So let's bring the legs out in front of you. So this is to stretch the IT band. So we did the quads during balancing, and now I want to do a pose to stretch the IT band. All right. So we're going to take this left foot and fold it back so that the left knee, if you can, comes out straight from the hip, and then the heel comes back, right in back of the heel, or the knee, I should say. And then this right foot folds in front of you, okay? And like I said, this maybe comes all the way down for you. For me right now, it does not. So if your knee is kind of holding up like this, you might have a tight IT band like I do. So my knee is right in front of my right hip, and then the heel goes out from my knee. And then I'm going to take a block, either one, and put it right in front of my knee. And I'm going to fold forward over this block. Try and bring my forehead down to the block or close to down to the block. And maybe I turn the block so that it's a little taller. So you should be feeling, I hope you're feeling anyway, a stretch along the outside of your thigh. Yeah, that's your IT band. We're stretching that. Breathe deeply here. So when we do a flow, I try to really work on all parts of your body. And sometimes it's a little hard to fit it into the 40 minutes that I have down on that form, but we'll get as close as we can. As you inhale, slowly come up, but at least you'll know that you've really worked your whole body when you're done with my flow. All right, and then we'll bring that block to the side, and then bring the legs out in front of you. Yeah, and just shake them out. Ooh. And when they feel, when this stops hurting a little bit. It hurts a little bit for me, but it probably doesn't for you. Hopefully not, but a little bit for me. All right, and then, so I'm going to bend this left knee inward and then bring the right leg out behind me, okay? And bring in my block in front of my knee. So left knee is in front of my left hip, and then the heel is out past my knee, and then the right knee comes out of the right hip, and my heel is straight along behind my right knee. All right, and then I'm going to bend forward and fold over that left leg. And this one is a lot easier for me. I can actually bring my block all the way down to the lowest level. On the other side, I have the block at the highest level. So, you have to do what is most comfortable for you. You want to stretch without pain. Sometimes a little discomfort is okay, and you can breathe into discomfort, but we want to avoid pain. Let's do 2 more breaths here. Nice, long, deep breaths. And then as you inhale, bring the head up, place the hands down, bring the legs out in front of you, nice and softly. Shake them up. Yeah. Get rid of that discomfort. And then we're going to come all the way down to our backs. Yeah. And knees are going to come up to your chest. Give yourself a hug. Yeah. And then bring the feet down. Inhale, the hips come up. Yeah. For bridge pose, perhaps you clasp your hands underneath your hips. Maybe you take a block and put it in between your knees and press into the block. Yeah, that really works the glutes quite a bit. Nice. Spread open the chest. Palms are up. Yay. Exhale, bring the hips down, and then let's bring the feet up toward the ceiling for candlestick pose. If you want to go into a shoulder stand, you're just going to bring the feet towards your head. You'll notice the hips come up, and then slowly kind of push them up with your hands while your back muscles push the hips up, and then straighten out those legs. Yeah, good job. So that the heels are coming straight up from your hips. Yeah. Nice. Now, if you're in candlestick, you can go into happy baby. Bend your knees. Bring your arms in between your legs and to the outer edges of your feet. And maybe you rock from side to side. If you are in shoulder stand, you can go into plow pose. Toes come out past your head. Maybe they go all the way down to the floor. Maybe not. Yeah. And then we're going to go into ear pressure pose. Knees come to either side of your head. Relax there. Breathe. Deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. And then release. Bring the hips down. Arms come out to a T. Your knees are bent and your feet are down on the mat. Bring your hips over to the left 4 inches. Knees go over to the right. Gaze to the left. You're welcome, again, to put a block between your knees or underneath the bottom knee to let it rest there. Yeah, this is a spinal twist. You're welcome to turn your gaze toward the left fingertips if your neck allows. Letting go here of any yoga breaths, bandhas, drishti. Just come back to your organic self. And then inhale, bring the knees up, press the feet down, bring the hips over to the right 8 inches, knees come up to your chest, and over to the left. I'm going to put a block in between my knees because I need that. And I'm going to turn my gaze to the right. Being careful, watching my neck. Good. And then inhale, come back to center. Good. And then we're going to straighten out that spine. Bring your hands to your sides, palms facing up, and come into Shavasana. This is your resting pose, or it's called corpse pose. And sometimes this is the favorite of a lot of people. They just love this pose because they know that they've done a beautiful practice for themselves. And they can just relax. Your palms are facing up in this pose in a receiving position. Receiving light and love. And hopefully peace. So you can stay in this position. Maybe you just flip the video off and you stay in your Shavasana. Maybe you take a little nap here. Stay as long as you like. Put a blanket over yourself. That's fine. I'm going to finish the video. So you're welcome to turn it off and stay where you are. But if you're with me, let's bring the knees up to your chest. And come over to your favorite side. Renewing your mind, your body, and your spirit. And then slowly come up into a seated position, crossing your legs in front of you. Bring the hands and arms up overhead, gaze up. And let's seal in that practice. Bring the palms together at heart center. May the God-given light and love in me reach out to that same light and love in you. Namaste. I will see you the next time we do this. Or you will see me the next time we do this. Have a great week.